I'm Sona Kim, author of best-selling book Waking the Core of Man, and today we're going to be talking about how to build sexual tension with a girl over text, and by the time you do these things, then she'll be dripping with desire. Texting today is bigger than it ever has been. It doesn't matter if you're in a relationship, single, or talking to somebody. The ability to excite somebody over text is a necessity, because once you excite them, then you can get them in person, and well, you can write that story yourself. But one thing to be aware of is separating intent from desire. People generally find it more attractive when you emphasize an emotion you felt because of them, almost like they're having some effect on you, that they're the only person that's able to do this to you, which makes them feel flattered. A lot of people try to go from open to climax. Hey, you're so hot, you want to come over? But you are skipping what is exactly sexual tension to a T. This is the rising action, and this is literally what gets you to that climatic point, and what makes that climatic point so great is the build up to that point. It's almost like a restaurant. Imagine you're sitting down to get your food and you're starving, and then the waiter or the waitress, they just snap their fingers and summon what you want exactly at that moment. Yeah, it would be actually pretty cool, and for a lot of guys, they would actually prefer that. But there's a shadow side to us that actually likes the unknown. It is the ambiguity of when it will come that makes every bite so worth it. When you order it, you see everybody around you eating their food. When the waitress comes out of the doors with that tray of food, you think she's coming to your table, but then she moves past you and goes to the table behind you and gives them their food. But then finally she goes back to the kitchen, gets the food, brings it to your table, hikes that stand up next to you, puts the food down, then brings it to your table, puts it right in front of you, fresh, steaming, hot, and ready to eat. The wait time of you actually ordering your food until you actually eating it is the rising action that makes every bite worth it. This is what builds the anticipation. That's why movies don't introduce a character and then kill them 30 seconds later. They let you imagine, they let you fill in the blanks, they let your mind wander about who this character is and what they mean by what they said, and letting you grow fond of that character before reaching that climatic point, because it is always that build-up, that anticipation, what's going to happen next. That is what makes the climax so perfect. And that is how you build that sexual tension over text, is letting her mind wander. You say things with alternate meanings to them and make her wonder what it would be like one-on-one with you. And as promised, we're about to show you some great examples of how you can build that sexual tension with a girl to make her want you, and you're not going to be able to believe the last one on how you can open up a girl and make her actually express what she wants to do to you sexually. Let's start with some medium heat and then turn up the dial on each one. And the first one is the "I had a dream about you last night" text. This text will pique anybody's interest, because remember, people actually love the ambiguity, and of course they're going to want to know what it was about, but never tell them. Instead, respond like this. All I'll say is, wow, you have a whole side to you that I would have never guessed. The reason why this is so good is that it lets her mind wander into what you could actually be talking about, and as her mind is wandering, she is painting the image of what you two might be doing in her head, and of course it's only holding hands. The second is that a lot of people ask me how to actually compliment a girl, and so I'm going to give you how to compliment her, but simultaneously build that sexual tension at the same exact time. Literally, if you just reach out to her and say, "Gosh, you looked so hot in that dress last night," could you imagine the response you're actually going to get from her? This is dramatic and actually builds that sexual tension, because have you ever seen those movies where the guy kind of puts himself out there in a direct way, like right before the kiss he'll say something that really increases the sexual tension. The tension's so thick you could cut through it with a hot knife. It's almost like that, but literally you're showing her that you're a man that's not afraid to go for what he wants, and the fact that you're actually being open with her and real with her and actually going for what you want, it almost flatters her in a way. Number 3 is that when I tell you, whatever you do, don't think of a pink elephant. You thought of it, didn't you? Imagine the power that you can actually use with this with girls. Let's take a look at an example. If you text her telling her that you just got out of the shower, for example, like this, then look at the effect that it has on her. Literally in this text message, she is telling you, "I'm not able to shower with you." And literally, she just admitted indirectly that she was imagining her showering with you, because she imagined the situation in her head. So how do you think that she came to the conclusion, "Oh, I would never be able to actually shower with you"? Anyways, you then paint that vision, but you sure are thinking about it. I shower with the lights off, steamy, music playing. Now, even if she tries to not think about it, it is still going to cause her to think about you two showering together. Number 4 is very bold, but you kind of act like it's a mistake. Whenever you text the word second, instead abbreviate it as sec, but then accidentally misspell it as sex. "Give me a sec" now becomes "give me a sex." And then you can be like, "Oh my goodness, like my phone must be just getting way too ahead of itself. I'm so sorry. I mean, give me a sec, I mean sex." You can just be totally dramatic, just like, you don't have to be dramatic just like that, but you abbreviating and saying, "Just give me a sex," like I said earlier, she will imagine and paint that vision in her head, and you're just like, "Oh, just kidding." Like, don't think of that, of course. And number 5 is one of the most bold, but let's say that she sends you kind of a sexy picture of herself, or even just a picture of her in her outfit, then all you have to say is this: "God, the things I'm thinking about actually doing to you right now." And she'll be like, "What's that?" Because she's curious. She's like, "I want to know what you're thinking about doing to me." And then you would say, "I just take you and pin you to the wall and wrap my hands around your throat and make out with you. I just can't even." She will literally have this vision running through her mind all night long, which increases the chances of you two actually getting together and making this vision become a reality. Guys, those are 5 amazing texting examples of how you can actually spark that sexual tension over text to make her think about you and envision herself with you doing everything that we talked talked about, make sure to check out our other videos, especially on how to text a girl and the ultimate guides on how to text the girl that you like. I'm Selna Kim, America's face of dating, and we'll see you in the next video.